Yeah.
Literally.
And we grew up idolizing that guy. Those guys. They drive nice cars. They got also nice women.
Yeah.
So you also want to do cut when you grow up. Like,
Cut.
I want to take it off, man. What did you think about the taxi boss that just got released yesterday? What's his name?
Joe Sibanyoni.
Joe Ferrari.
Do we have bulletproofs here?
The 2 million extortion case against taxi boss Joe Sibanyoni was struck from the roll after prosecutor such and such failed to appear in court on Monday. And they were celebrating, man. People were happy. Just giving you guys context before we continue.
The case of extortion, apparently the prosecutor did mention that he's not going to be available.
The case in Bombela.
So how the magistrate allowed that, I don't know what happened there. But apparently the NPA said they want to re-enroll it. But which they must, the guys must face their time in court.
Wait, guys, I don't understand. So how did they dismiss it? Like, on what grounds?
My brother, whatever happened there.
What happened was this. The prosecutor,
break it down. So
Friday, is told, be here at 9 o'clock. We're going to resume on Monday. Prosecutor says, I've got another bail hearing or some hearing, but I need to appear in a different court in Mbombela. So remember, the NPA has different districts, province or areas. And the same prosecutors may work maybe 2-3 cases at once. Sometimes it's like you slept the Pakistani spaza shop guy, small case, whatever. So he said, I'm in Mbombela. And
why would bro make an example like that?
The 2-hour drive to Kwaga, you see. And he said, I can't make it on Monday. That's what he said, right? And then the magistrate insists, no, Monday we are here. And then Monday comes, he's not there, you see. And then the magistrate, instead of postponing, that becomes the weird part. Yes. Instead of postponing the hearing, the magistrate then says, I'm throwing it out of court, you see. I'm throwing it off the role of the court. The magistrate did have other avenues that they could have taken. Why they went straight to that one, which is very rare, and then you're saying the prosecutor is in contempt of court. What if the prosecutor got an accident? What if the prosecutor went to go fuel? Welcome to South Africa. He got robbed, he got mugged, and you can't find his phone. You know what I mean? So many things could have happened. So for me to go straight to that's also weird.
That was very weird.
And I feel like they got to look at that prosecutor very, very carefully.
They probably did that because they probably felt like, who knows, maybe the prosecutor got a bribery. The judge maybe, got bribed, and that's why they didn't show up to the Shandis. But if he really did have some commitments he needed to attend that are within his job description, then it is weird, I guess.
Carefully with magnifying glasses.
You think there was some intimidation at play? Because these guys are...
Well, guess what might happen when you are sitting over a trial of extortion and intimidation?
Drop it.
Take a wild guess. What might happen?
Hold on, I missed that one.
Over a case of extortion and intimidation. Take a wild guess.
Oh yeah, okay. Duh.
But the same question applies to the prosecutor as well. You know what I mean? Because now the prosecutor, the guy who's presiding over that area within the NPA, met up with him and he said he doesn't feel safe.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, this is one of the most feared men. These are feared people. These are feared men as much as they're businessmen. And shout out to the guys and their businesses,
Yeah.
But they are feared nonetheless.
So now you're explaining what's going to happen. What's going to happen
So
next?
the NPA said they might re-enroll the case. So
they will.
Yeah, they will. So I think tomorrow or Friday they might re-enroll it. But I don't think they'll get arrested again. I think what they'll do, they'll re-enroll the case. They'll just have to appear in court as and when the court says you must appear.
So they're going to be on bail.
They're going to be on bail, essentially.
Yes, fact checker.
I was actually going to add on to that. So the reason for the magistrate to throw out the case, it's under section 342A of the Criminal Procedure Act, which states that a magistrate is legally empowered to remove any delays in criminal proceedings. So the magistrate has seen that by him being absent, it was going to be a delay for other cases to be heard within the magistrate. So they basically moved it from the way, but not necessarily acquitting the case, meaning it can be brought back. And the prosecutor's name is Mkhuselin Taba. And he is currently undergoing a hearing with the NPA in regards to that.
Umkhuseli, and he's the one who keeps us safe.
Drop that.
So doesn't stop.
Umkhuseli must keep us safe.
What's up,
You see, my thing is, hold on. Now, I'm curious. So, that the magistrate definitely exercised their rights within the Criminal Justice Act or Procedure Act. However, now when this thing is re-enrolled, I think the magistrate went to that solution, because when this shit is re-enrolled, it might not be him presiding over it. So he's passing the buck for someone else to preside over it, if you think about it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because he's like, yo, I'm not trying to get the smoke. And I don't think the average Joe wants the smoke of Ferrari. You don't want the exhaust
This guy,
type
bro.
of Ferrari, man. No one wants the average Joe
This
doesn't
guy,
want the smoke of Ferrari. So I think because there was
Makes
many
sense.
other remedies, as much as that is catered for in the in the Act, the Criminal Procedure Act, I don't think. Yeah, I think they went to that because they knew that they'd be removing themselves. But that's just kicking the can down. Eventually, because now all eyes on the NPA. They don't re-enroll. It's like they don't want the smoke. As much as they're going through a lot, man. The NPA has been like under-resourced, and it all feels like it's by design.
Yeah.
But under-resourced, underfunded. The best talent coming out of law schools that have practiced don't do work for the NPA. They all go private. NPA, you've got, Julius Mkhonazi was laughing in court the other day because the prosecutor was bungling the thing right in front of everyone. I don't know if he got a brown envelope or he's just incompetent.
Yeah.
And that's the level of talent left in most of the NPA, sadly.
I think also we need to understand what it means, because the taxi industry can literally hold government hostage. They transport millions of people every single day.
And that's the king.
And that's the king. Now you arrest the king waits and lets you run your processes. But if the king feels like, bang dinner love, he presses the red button and nobody goes to work next week. All week. One day of South Africans not going to work, the economy stops. And that's the power they
This
hold.
brother is cooking.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
This brother is cooking. I mean, think about it, chat. Just think about how much influence these taxi bosses really have, yeah? Speaking of which, how influential is Joe Ferrari? And it reads here that Joe Ferrari Sibanyoni operates an estimated fleet of 400 minibuses. 400 minibuses across Gauteng and Mpumalanga, Joe, generating over 18 million rands monthly revenue. 400, but imagine 400 taxis just right then and there, not working today, just for a day, not for a day. How many people are not going to work that day? How many people are going to be late for work that day? How many people are going to get warnings that day? Basically, the economy will probably stop in Gauteng. Flat, easily. I mean, there's alternatives like buses and whatnot, but still.
That means that the president is the head of the taxis then. That means we don't have political leadership. That means the power of this country lies with those who have taxis.
Those are the
Those are the real.
That's the real executive.
Oh, it's not Stellenbosch anymore. Every week it changes.
Yeah, good.
No, Stellenbosch, but remember Rupert did say.
Remember Rupert, I was about to say.
Rupert did say that if you mess with me, I've got taxis under my wing.
Remember Rupert during the interview with Given Mkara, the Power CEO interviews. He literally said, well, I can make a call now to the taxi industry.
Literally said that. Literally said that. Listen close.
You'll be surprised in this room and millions of particularly young black women and young men. relate to that. That's all they want. They don't want favors. They want an enabling environment. Now, the South African economy, as you know, highly concentrated. Almost every industry would have the top 3 to 5. Then you've got the public sector of government. People will say if you don't have friends in government and you're not a political activist or don't come from a political active family, forget about doing government with the state. And then you go to the private sector, still predominantly white dominated. You don't have networks, you don't have relationships, you work hard. So you're stuck on the one side, you're stuck on the other side. Here's a case study.
Fully understand.
Here's a case study.
Fully understand.
Yeah.
Fully understand.
How do you break that state?
Fully understand, but has any one of you ever asked me? Whenever anybody's asked me, we tried our best. I mean, there's Yanni, there are a lot of people out there, colleagues of mine.
No, let's go practical. So Yanni Durant is CEO of Remgro. I've seen Paul Harris is on the board of, there's quite a few Remgro guys here. Can we put this to a test? Because up until tonight, a lot of people didn't know what you look like, what you sound like. So if you said, have you asked me, have you asked White Monopoly Capital, Stellenbosch, untouchable, invisible guys who operate in the dark. So now we see you. How do we ask you, what do we do?
Well, what's the question?
So how do we get Mr. Johan Rupert, Yanni Durant,
Here's the pod, chat.
and a whole lot of other friends? How do we get to do business with you? How do we get to network with you? Can we do something?
Well,
shall we do something?
Okay, I've offered that.
Here's the part.
Put yourself in my shoes a little bit.
Right.
I have a friend, Jabu Mbusa. We go back long ago.
Sure.
From when Jabu was, in private sector. Oh, by the way, Jabu and I have one thing in common. He's chairman of the Taxi Association. And one of the first tenets of business partners was the Taxi Association. So I also have my own army. When those red guys come, they've got to go and remember the Taxi Association. No, but
that's the part that Saul was referencing. When those red guys come, allegedly could be talking about the EFF. If they ever come for me talking about economic freedom fighting, then yeah, I'm only a phone call away. I can just pick up my cell and I could have a whole taxi association literally up in arms. I have my own army that can operate on my blood clot phone call suggestions, or you know what I'm saying. So yeah, he's about that business. He's about that, you know what I'm saying? Like any type of time you're on, he's there as well.
Literally said, well, I can make a call now to the taxi industry. Now.
No.
And if you want to come at me that way,
if push comes
I'm
to
there.
shove.
Yes.
Because he's the final boss.
Let's get busy.
Rupert is the final boss.
Do you have any other stories that he's unearthed?
Yeah, I want him to speak about Colin Malachi, the ANC Youth League president.
Yeah.
And I saw that you had released an apology to him.
Yeah.
And then you did an interview.
I withdrew that apology.
Yeah, you withdrew it after you did an interview in Metro. And you said, after that, someone offered me legal services, so I'm withdrawing it.
Oh, I saw your tweet. That's you.
Yeah,
I saw your tweet.
What happened?
So,
I saw your tweet.
So, look, what's happened is that I posted something to say that if you want to understand the mess in Ekurhuleni, you must look at someone like Colin Malachi, who might allegedly be involved in the mess in Ekurhuleni. Whether it's politically or administratively, is part of the mess that happens in Ekurhuleni. Then I said that guy must undergo a lifestyle audit. Then I said in that tweet, I'm going to release my evidence on Friday. The following day I wake up, the guy's taking me to court. Yeah. So look, if you're taking me to court, what are you hiding? I know I'm going to court this week or next week Monday. We're in court with that guy.
So this is the tweet that he wrote. After my interview with Metro FM, I received a call from a black law firm that says they'll represent me on all my legal cases. So I hereby withdraw my apology to President of ANC Youth League, Colin Malachi. Let's meet in court. The evidence at my disposal shall do the talking. Best regards, with a smiley face. This guy is funny, man.
Right. So then someone close to me says, "Mdibe, you've got 3 legal cases, my brother. You know, where are we going to get the money out to pay for this lawyer? Going to represent you against Con. I said, no, let me apologize to the guy. I apologized to the guy. I thought, no, everything will cool. I'm a grand. After that, I go to an interview in Metro FM. Some guy, I get a call from a legal firm to say, guys, we love your story. Can we represent you free of charge for all your cases?
Bro.
As soon as I left Metro FM, I said, my brother, no, apology withdraw. Let's go to court.
What's the legal firm?
No, I can't name it now. It was going to be a surprise when we go to court.
Okay.
Otherwise,
we can't even give them the.
My brother was going to go to that guy and give him money. I'm going to give him something. Yeah. So I'm saying that guy. So I can give you the names. I can give you the guy's name. Sihle Shamas.
Yeah.
No, Sihle Shamas.
Shout out to Sihle Shamas.
Yeah, he's the guy.
Are you like the Musa Kaule but for politics?
Someone said that
Pretty
before.
much, actually.
No,
Sihle Shamas. Earlier, I actually did a Google search to see who Sihle Shamas is. But I don't want to bore you with that. It doesn't matter. Because I don't want to expose the guy. If he wasn't comfortable with exposing the guy, I'm not going to do it. But I did find it.
Yeah, he's the guy.
Are you like the Musa Kaule but for politics?
Someone said that
Pretty
before.
much, actually.
No apology.
Bro, tell you.
But I think, look, journalism is changing, my man. You know, you don't have to write a long story like this for people to understand. You know, you give them the screenshot. Like there was something I was investigating in Matlosane, where the CFO of Matlosane, I got that lady arrested again because she was paying fake payments. So that lady posted on her WhatsApp, I gave him Balula money every month. A CFO of a municipality says I give him Balula money every month. She's on her WhatsApp, she screenshots it. Then the press people ask Balula, this person says they give you money from Balula says, my brother, don't come to me with that nonsense. I don't know that lady. I asked that lady, do you give Balula money every month? She says, yeah, Balula takes 20%. I take 5%. I'm like, I've got that screenshot. Where's my phone? I can even show you. So you see, that's the case you're dealing with. People who deal with our money. I'm not even scared anymore, but they can just post if they wish and they expect us to keep quiet about it.
Who's this lady? What is she?
Messi Petla. She's the CFO of Matlosane Municipality. She got arrested. I got her arrested. So how many people have got arrested?
That's crazy, bro. No wonder he needs body fats, dog.
Yeah.
So he's spitting facts. He did actually get her arrested. Messi Petla. He did get arrested, and this is the clip that I found.
Petla was arrested in 2024 for alleged corruption, fraud, and money laundering. While a scathing disciplinary report recommends that she be dismissed, the municipality is yet to act.
We're actually very much delighted with the outcome by this disciplinary hearing, and we cannot reject the recommendations. So the final recommendations by Advocate Satine was in fact that she be immediately dismissed. So we actually thrilled today to have come to this part of the decision making, but we're actually looking forward for a final decision. Then we can continue with the good work in Matlosana and start a new chapter.
The sanction has been communicated by the independent chairperson.
It's kind of funny.
And the councillors have only one responsibility in terms of the regulations, and that is to implement the sanctions. That is the law. We don't expect any deviation from the law. We expect that individual comrades who have taken an oath of office abide by the oath of office to uphold the Constitution and the law.
Petla, however, says she won't go down without a fight.
Let me not comment much about it.
This is her.
But yes, it's a recommendation. They've recommended that. Though we did raise some
It's
points
her.
and let me know with my legal team, since most of the things were not even in the council resolutions. The
sister.
charges came after council resolutions that were created by those that charged me. I'm sure you have seen that it's been years that I'm
and they expect us to keep quiet about
Who's
it.
this lady? What is she?
Messi Petla. She's the CFO of
Funny.
Matlosane Municipality. She got arrested. I got her arrested. So how many people have got arrested?
That's crazy.
So she posted on her WhatsApp status that it say something. And bro is like, hold on. Did you just say that you giving money to this ANC politician? Yeah, she's like, yeah, of course, I'll take 20%. He takes 20%, I'll take 5%. It's like, what? Why did you share that info?
No one in his body.
Yeah.
Jokes.
Oh wow, bro, that's crazy, bro.
Jokes.
I see a lot of like, and you're right. The planes and the face of journalism is changing, especially with independent journalists and YouTube podcasting. Like you, for example, you know, you're not like you don't have a degree or diploma, but you're doing your work, and there's real life consequences thanks to your work. But with all the great work you've done and the brave work you've done, how is the landscape looking like? Because it sounds like you're a loner. Because I know there's both Jeff Wicks.
And they're doing a good job, Jeff.
News 24 has got a great thing because they expose now the corruption happening. There's in the Western Cape, there was this company that got a tender to print textbooks.
Yeah,
but
we spoke about it. Yeah.
You know that?
The DA is involved.
Yeah, you know that was the work of investigative journalists from News 24.
Oh, wow, okay.
Without that, guys like you wouldn't know that as a country.
Yeah.
So it's like you guys are now playing the role of accountability in the public sector. So with all the great work you've done, how's the response been from your colleagues? Are you a loner? Are they cliques? Abo Karen Mon, Abo Sbanbani, Jeff Wicks, or is it? How does it look like?
Look, I think for many years I've disagreed with News 24, especially of how they report about black businesses and how they report about white businesses. You know, I used to go at them head on all the time. You know, and for example, look at now how they're reporting about Paul Mashadile. I'm not saying the guy is clean, my man.
They've been at it for a while.
And I'm not.
They've set an agenda
on that guy
for a while.
And I'm not saying Paul is clean, but then why must we now focus on Paul's business guys, bro?
But they don't have the same energy for Palapala.
They don't have the same energy for Helen Zell, who also has business guys. They don't have the same energy for Steenes, and also has business guys. You understand? And Paul has known those business guys for more than 30 years. No, they're like there's a guy called, I read about him, Reggie Kukama, who apparently is close to DP too. That guy's a legitimate business guy, bro. Legitimate. You know?
I guess they're insinuating that white supremacy is still a thing in the country. I mean, of course it is, but
And I understand if you read a story about Paul Mashadile, say Paul Mashadile is linked to Saul, who Saul registered a company last week, now he's with a multi-million tender. That, my brother, that's corruption. But you say now...
My soul,
right?
Just to make sure.
I'm not in there. Don't come here. I don't have a name.
So look, Paul, yes, Paul Mashadile is linked to business guys, bro.
Yeah.
But he's linked to legitimate business guys who are black and are not linked to Stellenbosch. Donald Trump is linked to Elon Musk, bro. Mandela was linked to Dostane.
Man, Mandela lived in the house of the Manos, hearing how Tim Bryanston came out. Come on, bro.
Paul Mashadile, because now he's not linked to white guys in Stellenbosch.
That's facts. Nelson Mandela was housed by Dostane. Dostane, if you don't know who that is, that's the father of the man who owns Stain Entertainment. Remember Kenny Kunene came to Podcast and Chill and he started talking about, oh my God, Zuchi Coke Dope needs to get out of that Stain Entertainment deal. Remember that day? He was like, oh my goodness. Matter of fact, that company is run by a bunch of racists. And they are the sons of a white supremacist called Dostane. Stain Group, to be exact. They got some real estate all over Johannesburg. They probably have one of the biggest real estate estates. You know what I'm saying? And I think they own the Saxon hotels in Johannesburg. And back in the days, they used to house Nelson Mandela. So Nelson Madiba also had political ties just as much as the Paul Mashadiles of the world. You know what I mean? Or rather, it's like, why are you picking so much on black folk as if it's never been a thing to be politically associated with rich folk in him? But like he just said now, it doesn't mean that Paul Mashatile is clean. But it is a fair point that he's raising. Let's keep going, feel me?
And I'm not saying the guy is clean, but now that's where me and News 24 fought, But then when it comes to investigations, what they're doing now, guys like Matsela Koko, not Matsela Koko, Kaya Koko, You know, he's also from Ekurhuleni. He works at News 24, investigative journalist. Guys like Jeff Wicks, they're doing a great job, you know. And I even sent Adrian Basson from News 24 a message. I said, me and you disagree on a lot of issues, but the team that you have now, investigative journalism, bro, keep up the good work, you know. But at the same time, we must go at each other because we're fair, we're colleagues, you know. If you're doing something wrong, I must be saying, MacG, what you're doing is wrong, my brother.
Accountability.
But when you're doing something good, I must be the first one to say, MacG, I hear you're doing a good job.
Ghost Lady, any question you got? Because
And we'll leave it at that. You know, if you feel what I'm saying, I don't want to make the stream too long. And my final remarks, final thoughts. Appreciate you guys for making it this far. If you're still here, you feel what I'm saying. First of all, final remarks. Joe Ferrari celebration was funny. The fact that Brew was celebrating even before he got any sort of conviction or whatever, simply because the judge didn't show up to do the shandies, the court hearing. Celebrations. I'm like, what's going on here? Why are we happy? Because they still gonna call you back, Buddha. Why is everybody so happy as if, yeah, no, the case is done or there's no case anymore? You're still gonna have to come back and defend yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Very influential. 400 plus taxis in Gauteng and Mpumalanga. This Brew has power. If he decides tomorrow that no one is going to work, then no one is going to work. He has that power. So the government or the Madanga Commission, whatever inquiry is dangling over his head with these cases, might have to tread lightly around this Brew. Very powerful. But also, we need to see who really owns power in this country. Is it the Taxi Association or is it the South African government? Hey, Agatsib. Johan Rupert. Yeah, he does have Taxi Association on speed dial. Sol already alluded to that. Go back to Qav, exactly what I'm talking about if you didn't see that clip. He was on an interview and he said, when the red ants or the red people want to come our way, don't worry about it. They can pull up. He's talking about the EFF. They can pull up, allegedly. But if they do pull up, just know that I got an army as well. Taxi Association on speed dial. Do you feel what I'm saying? Mercy Petla. Hilarious Mercy Petla. Bragging about how she's helping or assisting an ANC politician, allegedly, with laundering money from the state. She was the CFO of the city of Ekurhuleni, and she posted on a WhatsApp status that it said, Homestars, the ANC politician, is taking 20% and I'm keeping 5%, allegedly. Well, she got arrested. Shout out to Brew for getting her arrested. You feel what I'm saying? Nelson Mandela having links with a very, very powerful family in the continent of Africa. These people are pop rich. That's why I was like, I don't know, bruh. Kane Kunene, you trying to go against this powerful family to basically get Zuchi Coke Dope off of his deal with Stain Entertainment? Good luck trying. Because this Brew is boost powerful. Or at least the family that owns Stain Entertainment or Stay Low, the label. I already did a stream on that early this year or late last year. I can't really remember. Please go check it out on my channel. I did a whole stream basically just dissecting and figuring out who Stain Entertainment is, why are they so politically affiliated, who's the dad, who's the mom, because I care about Zuchi. We all wanted Zuchi to get out that deal. So I tried to figure out exactly how we can help Zuchi, if Kenny Kunene can help Zuchi, and the conclusion is that Kenny Kunene cannot do nothing to this family. That's how powerful this family is that's connected to Nelson Mandela, at least when he was still alive. Chat, if you made it this far, again, really appreciate it. Please click the like button so you can prove that you did make it this far. And if you didn't like this video, click the dislike button and you might as well subscribe, ring the notification bell so that when I go live again, you can come back, and I promise this time around I won't disappoint you. I won't disappoint you. Appreciate you guys for joining me tonight.